Hey, what's up?
Not much, not much. How's it going?
Pretty good. Been pretty busy trying to make sure I graduate at some point, but been keeping
What a
up with Melee a
concept.
little bit. Yeah, I know, right? I think being a grad student's actually like a great Melee situation because like it's kind of chill most of the time,
Yeah,
but like, eventually I need to like leave.
so true.
So, yeah.
Contribute to capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I've been definitely feeling the itch to like get very serious about improving again. So
Nice.
I actually completely changed what this lesson was going to be about after I scheduled it. Because
Nice.
initially, I lost to Polish's Fox at a weekly,
Oh,
and
yep.
I was like, oh, I need to figure like some specific things out against Fox. But then I was like, so I scheduled the lesson, but then I was like looking back at some of our old like videos of our lessons, and
Yeah,
you just like completely answered the questions I had.
that's
Just
really
like
funny.
100% answered the question I was going to come to this with, and
Yeah,
it was about like playing mix-ups that after like you try to bait something from Fox and like he doesn't give it to you or something, and then like
yeah.
you just like completely say, "Oh, you just go to the platform and don't play it or something."
Oh, yep,
Um,
basically, yeah.
um, but anyway, it was like yeah, you like super duper answered that. But luckily, there's many things I'm confused about in this game. So
Yeah.
I sent you some puff replays. Um,
Yep,
and actually, if we could real because there was one thing about Fox that didn't get answered in the video,
yep.
and I wanted to ask real quick is have you thought a lot about like what the best height of laser to shoot against Fox is?
Mm. So I kind of just shoot low lasers in this matchup, and
Mm,
the unsatisfying part of that answer is that I just get annoyed when he short hops over my lasers.
mm,
So I think there might be a mid-height laser that kind of like deals with this that I've heard people talk about. I don't tend to put that much thought into mid-height lasers. I tend to just choose between low and high. So if I'm not shooting the high lasers, I'm shooting the low ones, and sometimes they're
gotcha.
slightly off the ground.
Yeah.
So like versus Falcon, for example, I shoot the highest lasers,
Yeah.
and but versus Fox, I don't like the highest lasers because really the main reason to laser Fox is to prevent him from dash dancing and running.
Right.
Because if ever he gets to run at you, the mix-ups are overwhelming. Like you can't deal with approaching shine, up smash, short hop nair, drill, full hop. So you need to stop him from dashing. That's like the most important part. And high lasers, one, don't stop him from dashing, and also don't stop him from full hopping because that's like would be the second reason. But he can actually just full hop around the high lasers, right? It's not like a high laser guarantees he doesn't get a full hop out. Like he probably can still full hop. So the only reason to shoot a high laser would be to catch a short hop, but the short hops often get caught by like the normal lasers anyways. Like if you're just shooting low lasers, it's not that often that he will short hop over your laser and hit you, right?
Hmm.
It's not like because like Sheik kind of base her entire neutral around that, where she'll like jump over low lasers, crouch under high lasers. But
Hmm.
Fox will just kind of like RNG. Sometimes he'll get to short hop near you while you're lasering, and he'll jump over it. But that is like a very specific timing and spacing in order to actually jump over the laser. So I just try to not worry about that too much, because
Gotcha.
like it won't happen that often to where he happens to short hop near over your laser. And if he's far away from you, he's not going to short hop over your laser. That's just like not a thing that makes sense in neutral for Fox. Like he doesn't try to jump over lasers. He just sometimes will accidentally jump over lasers and kill you. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was mostly thinking about it in terms of power shielding, though. Just in my own personal testing, it
Mm,
seemed like the of the like the frame one fast fall lasers, like the lowest
yeah.
one is the easiest for him to power shield. Most of the time, like it's a two, sometimes even three frame window
Yeah.
from just standing. Whereas the mid ones are like usually a one frame window, and they're like different one frame windows, so they seem like they'd give him
Yeah.
trouble. But like also you're if he power shields it, if he does get the power shield on the mid, a lot of times you get stuck awkwardly jumping into it while trying to laser again, and like
Yeah.
bad things tend to happen to me when that happens. Whereas with the low ones, at least I'm more likely to jump over them. So it seems like
Yeah.
there's pros and cons, and I don't really know how to.
Yeah.
I'm
Power
not
shielding
decided
is
on
like
which one.
very complicated like hole to dig into depending on what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
I tend to just not try to, except versus Marth, where like the low lasers are particularly hard to power shield,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that extremely high lasers can't be power shielded. That's like a separate thing. But
Right.
high lasers are not worth shooting against Fox even if he's going for power shields every time, I don't think you want to do it because he's just gonna like running fail a power shield and then run you over anyways, you know. So
Right.
it like doesn't matter. So you kind of like are stuck shooting low lasers that can be power shielded regardless, either mid height or low lasers. Both can be power shielded. So like spending too much mental energy on trying to get him to miss the power shield is also not that good because I think that like if he's gonna get the power shield, he's gonna get it, and it's not that big a deal either way most of the time. The power shield that you really care about is running power shield in range of running power shield nair. And like with that, it's like such a big risk to try to like you're not really gonna base your game plan around like this power shield is 1 frame harder to get because if he can running power shield near you, you kind of have to respect it regardless.
Mm.
Like you're dead if he gets it, you know. So you can't really like I will laser and then down air at him and hope that he misses the power shield because like if he can running power shield near you, you like have to laser shield or laser roll or laser full hop. Like you have to get out of there. And it's probably realistically you should try to avoid that situation. Like try to have most of your lasers not be in a timing slash spacing where he is already running at you and in range of power shield nair by the time he gets to you. That's like the bigger priority in that matchup. So like long range, if he just does like power shield full hop, like just kind of don't care about that. Just ignore it. Jump over the power shields if he gets them, and like even if you don't jump over the power shield, it's like whatever. He's just power shield full hopping. But if he has to like power shield wave dash forward to get some sort of opening, those tend to also be fake openings where it's not a true combo or anything. So just like
Right.
try to react better to getting power shielded and then like forward tilt him or down air or dash back or something. So most of the time power shields are not they like occupy more of our headspace as Falco mains than they should. They don't
Yeah.
actually win the game most of the time. They're like a just like one tactic. That like 1 out of 11 lasers will get power shielded in a relevant way, but you
Mm.
should kind of like 1 out of 11 is not enough to like base how you laser, you know?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. So, with the puff, then, the thing with this and yeah, so this is the Yoshi's game. The
Yep.
Pokemon game is funny because there's like this stalemate that happens in it
Hmm.
that is like 20-30 seconds long, and I completely give up because I can't resolve
Yeah.
it and I don't know what to do.
Do you want to
So I
start with
definitely
that
want to
one
make
then?
sure we get to that. Yeah,
Let's start with
and
that.
it's quicker because I get rested like 3 times.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
uh, so, but I think in general in this matchup, like I think my issue is just that like the difference between how like puffs at different levels play is like really big, and like I'm
Mm.
very comfortable against puffs who are like at my level or worse, but a lot of times I'll play a puff who's better than me, and a lot of my comfort things that I did turn
Yep.
out to be like restable or something like that. And
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
like I think that what I need is like you to be like, these things are actually safe, these things
Yeah.
feel safe but they're not, and like
Yeah.
just kind of that.
Yep, that makes sense. Um, okay, I have a few things. I'm gonna open up like 20 seconds first and just
Hmm.
give a quick rundown of what I
Yeah.
think this matchup is. I am not that good at this matchup, but I think I have a pretty good game plan. I just think
Hmm.
it's hard. Like the struggle for me in this matchup is that basically it's going to take a while and you have to not make execution errors for a long time. So it's
Yeah.
actually just like a really big execution test. Like every second that is passing, the puff isn't likely to make a mistake that costs her stock, but you are, you know, then
Hmm.
that's like the harder part. So the strategy aspect I don't think is like too complicated in this matchup because I actually think that strategically Falco does really well against Puff. Like
Hmm.
she really struggles to find answers to like lasers. And, like if she's playing on the ground here, it's like this is kind of overwhelming, and then like dash dancing right here is overwhelming. Like she can't really uh threaten where I'm dash dancing very easily. She only has wave dash forward grab basically, which is
Hmm.
like not very good. The biggest thing in this matchup for me is full hop forward air here has to be punished. This is like okay. Uh, Going back one step first, the entirety of this matchup is that you laser her if she's facing backwards because you can't beat back air. And if she's facing forward, you don't really need lasers to beat her because
Hmm.
forward air is just not a very good move. And it's kind of her only move. So she doesn't have ground moves that she's going to threaten or anything, right? So the only thing you're scared of is grab. Generally speaking, the way you're going to get grabbed is shield grab or wave dash back grab. It's rare that she's going to run up grab or wave dash forward grab. These will happen, but it's like way more rare compared to the backwards moving grabs, which means that spending time in front of her right here tends to be safe because she's going to grab here or backwards, but rarely is she going to grab here, you know? So if she goes in the air, then the only question you have is she facing me or not? And if she's facing you, you probably just want to dash dance and just beat her because this was the biggest like turning point for me in the matchup is like this forward air here can be whiff punished with short hop aerials, all of them. So like if she forward airs, you get an air like this, and if she's low percent, you get this combo, which is this is I call it the sacred combo in this matchup. It's nair, up tilt, back air, and it puts her at 30 in one combo. And then your entire goal for this matchup is to get her to 30 so that you can do this combo,
Right.
which is just downer, 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 forever. So there's like a two-step process where you get nair, like the sacred combo, nair, up tilt, back air. Boom, she's at 30. Then the next opening will be down air. So if she was at 30, you just whiff punish this with down air. And so like the entire matchup is dash dancing here and seeing what she does that's punishable. Because if she grabbed, like let's say I just landed a laser here, so I like laser dash dance. If she grabs, she gets hit. If she forward airs, she gets hit. If she rolls, she gets hit. And it's kind of hard for her to like not get outplayed here. Because like if she holds shield, you can eventually like grab her unreactably, or you can like set up a late aerial or something. But in general, you don't even have to like do much. You can like aerial in place because that also just will beat her nair. Like if you just nair here or down air here, she'll like get hit trying to forward air you. So like she's not very good when she's facing you. It's a little bit like Donkey Kong actually, if you've ever like played that matchup. So you like dash dance here and then like kill her for doing the things that are like punishable. Because the hard thing in this matchup, it's not that hard to stalemate, but it's hard to like find the openings. So whenever you find the thing that is punishable, you really need to like capitalize on it. So forward air is going to be one of the big ones. Roll's one of the big ones, and grab is one of the big ones. So if she whiffs a grab here, you kind of like have to punish it because if she just gets to whiff grabs in this matchup, it feels terrible. So these like grounded interactions are going to be like really important to be good at because I think that's where Falco like gets a lot of big openings. Like if you land a laser here, or if you shoot a laser above her head, this is what I tend to do. I tend to shoot
Yeah.
this laser, and then I just dash dance here, and then like you should win from here a lot of the times. So then the place where the matchup happens more is that okay, so this means she can't really do this. This is actually like really hard to deal with. These like different short hop backer timings, except that laser just completely invalidates it.
Right.
So she's like not allowed to play grounded short hop backer game. She has to full hop if she wants to back air, and then she's back airing up here, which is like not as scary or threatening. The best thing against this is once again the high laser. This acts like as a ceiling. She really can't come down at the angle where she would want to like fall and back air you, or even nair most of the time. This laser protects you way more than you think it does. So once you get puff to go high, you can kind of like spam these high lasers like this to have this ceiling where she can't fall into you, or you can kind of dash dance. And what you want is for her to like nair into you and then you back air or up tilt it. These are like big openings. Or you dodge the opening and win the next interaction. Because one of the problems is when she like does this, and then eventually, whoops, I can't control this character, does this, and then she comes in with the nair or whatever, or even like the turnaround nair, which they do a lot. The nair is hard to punish with something like meaningful because like she can
Yeah.
like drift around and do something like this. What a lot of pups will do is they'll like back air, and then nair, and then the big mix up. So they'll like it's like falling nair into grab or falling nair into up tilt or something, right? They're like nair up tilt. You want to punish the ground move that she does as she lands. Because some pups will land and then roll too. And so they like back air, and then they're like, big mix up. Ah, that's too scary. Let's do it again, you know?
Yeah.
And the roll is kind of like what you want to target, or the grab. Basically, like, don't worry too much about punishing this nair. You can back air it. It's just that back air is only 14%. Back air is not ever really what you really want in this matchup. The two things you want in this matchup, so 0 to 30%, you want nair, up tilt, bear, like this combo, or bear times 2, like stray bear,
Yeah.
or 15 lasers. These are the ways you can get her to 30%. So you're just looking for one of these. And then at 30% plus, you just want dare. That's it. Like you don't want any other hits ever. Like if you land an up tilt, you want it to lead to dare. If like shine sometimes doesn't even lead to dare, so it's not that good. So like even if she's here, whoops, even if she's here, you want to full hop down air, and then like you might still get the tech chase, like full hop down air, and then like if she like misses tech and then rolls right, you might just run off down air, you know, like just guess. But it's like it's your only combo in this matchup. Sometimes at high percents you can get like nair, forward air or something like carrier
Yeah.
across. But really, it's down air. Like if you watch Bobby, this is why he's good at the matchups because he's really good at this part of just getting down air. So, yeah. So then you just kind of like structure your neutral to where it's like, what can I punish with down air? And it tends to be the ground moves. So it's like this right here is kind of hard to whiff punish with down air, although you can do it. But
Yeah.
a lot of times Puff will like waste your time over here where they kind of throw out bears that are safe and then they land here and this is safe. And then this is probably what I imagine the stalemate is going to be in the Pokemon game where she just kind of like spends time doing this or
She's right
something.
there, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is like kind of a pretty true stalemate, and you just have to like take your time this in this
Hmm.
matchup. So we'll see if there's like something you could. I do think it's even harder on Pokemon because there's no top
Right.
platform. And I think that like this is a pretty good stalemate breaker. If you just come here, she kind of has
Yeah.
to leave because now you can do this. But on Pokemon, you can kind of just like do this, and then she can shield it and power shield it and not
Yeah,
really
well,
take damage.
we'll see how it
Yeah.
like. It's just I tried. That's what I tried to do. It
Yeah,
did
yeah.
work.
And then the question too is I guess we'll see, but it's like the entire matchup is either she's below 30 or above 30. So at all times this is like a variable you want. If she's below 30, I actually would just try to get her to 30 with lasers. So like if she was sitting here and like actually stalemating, I would do this for 7 minutes. If I
Yeah.
like if she can actually stay below 30% for 7 minutes straight, like this is a winning game for me where it's like you have 7 minutes to not eat 15 lasers. That's kind of hard, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But once she's above 30, then I start to play the game where I kind of dash dance here
Yeah.
because the common thing for her to do is to do this, and this is one of the big openings you can get. This is one of the things that's punishable by down air, basically. So
Okay.
if she does pound, you could potentially get a down air. If she does like wave dash off back air, then you kind of have to like not fear most of her moves. The only moves you really fear from Puff is pound and grab. Everything else doesn't really do anything to Falco as a character. Like we're just like a tank who can like take most of her punishment. I guess there's also up air, so don't like wave dash off up air can be scary, but it doesn't
Yeah.
go as far as like the back air. So like the entire game, you can tank a back air, and people like to talk about how like Falco's really safe below knockdown because over here you can just like back air grab should never ever combo against you. So if this is not a true combo at all, so you can just tank a back air, tank a back air, tank a back air, and it's like none of these were a big deal. And at all of them, you could have like tried to laser, and it's even worth it to like try to laser, and then like if she backers again, she'll hit you, and that's like fine risk reward because it's not even that bad to get hit. And if you get the laser out, she turns around and you like control neutral again. So sometimes it's fine to just like tank 3 back airs trying to laser. But then you kind of get to the knockdown percent, and actually you are still relatively safe for all her moves because most of the time what's going to happen is these moves you can just be like on the ground and like most of the time this is just going to knock you to the ledge or it's going to knock you like off and you'll slide off and then like double jump side B and grab the ledge or something.
Yeah.
It's like the better defense you have, it's, the more you can be like on the ground if you get back air, the better because you'll very rarely actually get edge guarded from this. Like most of the time the back air turns into you grabbing the ledge and she can't do anything about it. So it's still just like grab and pound are like the scary moves. And eventually once you're like at 70-80%, those moves stop being as scary. So grab is like no longer as big a threat once you're at 80% plus, but back air is still kind of not a threat. I know like
Yeah.
sometimes you'll die to back air at 80, but with like optimal defense, it's actually not that bad most of the time. So that's kind of like the structure of the matchup that like propaganda makes it sound like it's very good for Falco because
Yeah.
she kind of doesn't have good answers to like lasers. She kind of has to go up and then she doesn't have that much play. Now the hardest part about this matchup is just the discipline part where it's like it will take you 6 minutes to beat a good Puff with good
Right.
strategy. And at any one of those 6 minutes, like if one of your wave dashes a roll, then you die, you know, and
Yeah.
then it's hard. So yeah.
Real quick on that. So like, I've like watched a fiction video about this or two, and like
Yep.
his thing about is like the laser ceiling, like he likes shooting really high lasers against Puff on the
Yep.
ground. And you were mentioning that you like to dash dance. Do you think you have to establish like the high laser that like I am gonna limit you from jumping so that because that when I spam that a lot, I do find that Puffs feel like okay, I'm just gonna fight you on the ground sometimes. Like, and do you think that
Um,
that needs to be established, or do you think you
I
just do the dash dance and let them jump sometimes too?
it is as explicit in my mind as I laser if she's facing away from me. That's it. So like if she tries to fight me on the ground, like, oh, I'm just gonna fight you. If she's not back airing, I think she just loses. Like I don't think she can fight laserless Falco while facing him because I have dash dance aerials and she has like shitty full hop forward air and like, you know, I don't know, like wave dash back grab, you know, like basically she has to move backwards to like get her real threats. Now she can turn around pretty quickly, right? So if she's on the ground and she just like constantly does pivot jump short hop back air, right? Then yeah, you have to start establishing lasers a little bit more. But if I like shoot lasers above her head a few times, it's like pretty quick that they stop trying to like turn around short hop back air you repeatedly because it feels like really bad to get lasered out of that.
Mm.
Because sometimes you get laser nared like out of the air, where it's like if Falco does like a laser and he lands close to you and you got hit out of the air, Puff doesn't have a very good like Marth like take laser forward air option. Her take laser forward is kind of bad. So getting lasered in the air often results in her just having to do double jump forward air and just like go up, and she's just like trying to escape. And no longer is she threatening grab. Like she really wants to be threatening grab all the time. That's her one move that she like cares about. So whenever she gets lasered out of the air, maybe she survives with double jump, but it just from the Puff perspective, it doesn't feel that good to be above Falco. It's not like, ha, I am in my airspace now. He is doomed. It actually just feels like, this is so annoying. I can't grab him. You know, like
Yeah.
it's because you're just like back air up tilt is really annoying. High laser ceilings are really annoying, and then you kind of like do your falling nair mix up, but you drift back because you want to bait the up tilt. You do bait the up tilt, and you don't get a punish. You know, it's like you bait out the up tilt, and then you just have to do it again. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like very stalemate from the Puff perspective that way, and most Puff players, like the successful ones, like enjoy that sort of like interaction where it's
Yeah.
just like stalemates are the end goal almost, you know.
Yeah.
I actually like think Falco can also play like that in a lot of matchups. Like I personally am a little bit like that as a human, where I just
Yeah.
like stalemating people. So like this matchup tends to be fine for me, except that I just eventually do mess up one of my wave dashes and die for
Right.
it. That's like the hard part of this matchup for me is I think like executionally, Falco is just hard to pilot, and eventually you kill yourself, like
Right.
to a grab rest, you know, like not a literal SD, but sometimes a literal SD, but yeah,
Yeah.
because I lost a like SDJ at Evo, and it really felt like he had no answer to like most of the stuff I was doing. It's just
Right.
eventually I died at 0 for no reason, and I was like, that wasn't like a strategic win, you know? It's just
Yeah. I
like
know what you're saying.
yeah, like that. Okay, the other thing you can do is like while doing this interaction, you
Hmm.
kind of count her jumps. This is like an old PPMD thing he would talk about, where he's like, if you count Puff's jumps, her strategy becomes way more obvious, like throughout the game, where her mix-ups, like most Puffs don't want to land after one jump. She's not just going to go all the way down. And
Hmm.
most Puffs don't want to use all 5 of their jumps. So generally speaking, they will land somewhere between 2 and 4. And most Puffs have a habit.
Yeah.
So it's like really good to like clear your mind and think of nothing other than counting her jumps while you're playing and let kind of like your autopilot carry the rest of it, because this will be like 2, 3, 4. She will land. She will not use her 5th jump. I guarantee you. She's just leaving, you know. So he
Yeah.
tried to double jump wave land and missed, but it's like you can always kind of like play around this like 1 high laser, 2 high laser, 3 high laser, and this was good that you did like an approaching one. And now you probably have to keep lasering her because she's on the ground and you're and facing away from you. So I would just be like aiming to be like somewhere around here, spamming lasers until I hit one, basically.
Hmm.
Because the openings I want are like you're not going to really land stray bears that much, like in neutral. When I land stray bears, it tends to be I rise rising bear to the top platform, which doesn't exist here, or you AC bear to like beat her coming down on you with an air or something.
Hmm.
But in neutral, what you really want is you're gonna either land a laser or you're gonna land an air. I guess the last one is grab. You can grab her if you. She's just like holding shield. But even then, I would be down to just like stand here and just like continuously laser her until I hit one, and then dash dance because you kind of like need to, yeah. Yeah, so she is like, okay, this is another thing to keep in mind. The only way for Puff to turn around when she takes a laser in the air is to double jump. And once she double jumps, she can't actually hit you with a back air if you're dash dancing. So you could actually dash dance more aggressively than you think here. Because if you ran up to here, she can't back air you because she can only forward air you, basically. Because the only
Yeah.
way for her to back air is to back air up here. And like she can't back air any lower than what she did. And if you're standing here, this is like kind of whiff punishable. I don't think you necessarily should at this percent because like you might rising back air and then like just die on the way down, you know?
Yeah.
But it kind of like this is where you start to find pressure against Puff, where it's like you shoot this high laser above her and then you can just dash dance here. And then if she takes the laser in the air, you're like, oh, I can just now move my dash dance over closer. And if she does like take laser falling forward air, you might just beat her on the ground with like aerials or grab or something. And if she does take laser double jump forward air, you just get a punish. And if she double jump back airs, she has to go backwards because she can't like turn around and go right. She has to back air over here. There's like, it's
Yeah.
like more limited than you think. Like as the Puff player, you really are more aware that like this is the only place I can back air. She can't even go straight up. Like if you turn around it gives her left momentum when she double jumps. So she like double jump backers up here. And this like feels annoying for us because we're like, oh, I can't punish this. But it's the only thing she can do to like stalemate the situation, which means you can kind of like be more bold.
Okay, I
So
see what you mean. You can almost like run under her like she's chic full hopping on FD or
yes,
something, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah. However, you don't really get a punish because she can
yeah,
stalemate even from here. She has like no stage and she's already used the jump. She has 4 jumps left and she can still stalemate. Even if you're here, she can still stalemate because it's not really worth it for you to full hop aerial at this percent. So I might look for
yeah,
one back air where like I full hop back air to center and then like go all the way away. Because again, you just need 2 back airs to get her to 30. So if you really like have this structure in your brain, you're like like the only goal is to get her to 30. You've already landed one of your 15 lasers, so you're like nice, 14 to go, you know.
yeah,
Or like you can look for one back air here, you know.
yeah,
So it's like you can kind of like whatever this stalemate is. She has 4 jumps to go now. She's either gonna land over here or over here, and you want like this to loosely be threatened by back air and this to loosely be threatened by lasers, and or you threaten the landing because remember she might land and then go for a grab, or land and shield, or land and go for a roll. And all of those landings could be pressured, and that could be where you get your big opening. So like, what if she like back air, lands with the back air, and then like dash grabs you, but you like dash back it, and then you get a like late down air, shine
yeah,
back air. But she's at 30 now, you know. So that's like you want to be basically looking at her because another thing about Puff is unlike Peach, who can float at this height and then at any time come down. She has to come down on these predictable 1 of 5 timings where every time she jumps, it's like, I'm not coming down for the next half a second. So
yeah.
she's like, I'm no longer coming down. I'm no longer coming down. No. So you can kind of like dash dance with him. Every time she jumps, you can like push forward a bit, push forward a
Hmm.
bit. And again, at this percent, you're not doing that much. You can even like shark with short hop up airs sometimes under her and just like spam short hop up air. If you get like all the way under her here, you can like throw out a couple up airs like in this zone right here and see if you
Hmm.
catch her drifting down. But every time you short hop up air, she double jumps, so she can't punish your up air because the only way to not get hit by the up air if she drifted left is to double jump, or she drifted right. So either way, you're not getting punished. So you can kind of like shark her a little bit. But again, it's like all of these interactions are like 10 percenters. Like
Yeah.
you have all these ways where you're like, I might hit you, or nothing bad will happen, and you just kind of like keep throwing those out in this matchup. Yeah, there's a good grab. I think grab is like generally good. Okay, so now that you get her to 30%, you kind of like put a way lower premium on back air because back air is really good at 0 to 30 because you only need 2 to get her to 30. But 30 plus, it kind of does nothing until like 130 basically.
Yeah.
And you're like pretty far away from 130. So the ways you're going to kill Puff are either like 126% up tilt kills,
Hmm.
like around there. I don't know the exact percent, and it's like
Yeah.
stage dependent and stuff, but whatever. So around there, and then like 100, like maybe 40% like bear kills or something.
Yeah.
But like all this range, like 0 to 126, it's just down air. So like you might kill her with down air at 36. Like the next down air might kill her. That's like how
Hmm.
good down air is in this matchup, you know? So you kind of want to try to structure your neutral so that you're only using down air. Maybe up tilt because sometimes it leads to down air, but it's like lasers and down air. That's kind of like all you're doing at this point. So when you hit any move that's not down air, like this, you're about to hit a back air here, and it's like, could this have been a down air? And if not, it might not even be worth taking the hit at all because maybe the next interaction could have been a down air. And this is what I was talking about, like punishing her landing. So like it might not even be worth to punish Nair because she might be in a terrible spot once she lands here. Same with this next one. So
Hmm.
imagine if instead of punishing this Nair, you just let her land, but then you high laser above her head and you're dash dancing right in front of her. Because in order to do this Nair, she has to face you. She actually
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't know why puffs face you all the time, actually, to be honest. I would just do it facing backwards. But
Hmm. Yeah.
they do tend to do it this way, where they like back her, turn around Nair. You know, I guess the hitbox is
Yeah.
like a little bit better. But you can just like ignore the Nair, let them land, and dash dance in front of them. Sometimes you don't even need the laser. Just play the mix up. This was a big realization I had. I was playing Faust, and he does these nairs all the time, and I couldn't really punish the nairs enough to make him not want to do them. You know,
Yeah.
like I would back her 3 times in a row, but the fourth time he like nair grabs me and I die. You know, and I'm like, oh shit. So then I started just letting the nair rock, and then he would nair, and then he would land and grab. And first of all, if you get grabbed by there, you're dead. You know, like
Yeah.
that's the matchup sometimes where he just like nair tricky spacing grab and like nair tricky spacing grab. But that grab is the opening. You have to like find the weaknesses in Puff where it's like this is actually punishable in reaction. So if she nair and misses the grab, which you can kind of force, you just dash dance in a way to where you're always outside of range of the grab. And then mid dash dance, the grab is punishable. So I think
Hmm.
that this is pretty hard to play for Puff. Like the post nair mix up is not that good. It's not like Peach, who just whiffed a float cancel forward air. Because when Peach whiffs a float cancel forward air, she has jab and dash attack and jump again and grounded float aerials and stuff.
Hmm.
But Puff has grab.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the only move you care about here. She only has grab. And again, she'll almost never grab over here. So you can dash dance like kind of with impunity, like right in her face. Because even forward air over here is probably not even safe on hit. Like you can just tank it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but your dash dance is also pretty good at dodging it. So you know how I showed you could punish forward air with
Yeah.
short hop aerials? Most of the time it misses in spots you don't expect it to miss because your dash like leans forward and dodges it and stuff. So you can like dash forward to here and then like start dashing back. And if he grabs, you just get an attack. And if she forward airs, you just get an attack. And if she just tries to jump again, so she does wave dash back. And this is like completely non-threatening.
Hmm.
So if every time she lands an air, she does a wave dash back, then you're like not at that big of a risk to get grabbed. I wouldn't really punish this wave dash back very often, which is again the hard part of this matchup. The higher level you get, the more they just pick stalemate options instead of like threatening options. And then she only needs to win the grab mix up once, you know?
Yeah.
So the good puffs will like throw out 3 grabs per game and like 2 of them will hit. The bad puffs will throw out like 21 grabs, you know?
Yeah.
So you really want to like kill them for throwing out 21 grabs. And versus the good puffs, you have to punish all 3 grabs, you know? Even though there's only 3, like the 26 other times when they could have grabbed, you still have to account for grab. You like
Right.
are always in that like disciplined mind. That wave dash back is almost never worth punishing. Um, Although I guess you can like approaching late down air, you know,
Yeah.
as she lands. So yeah. But yeah, you can see like post back air, you're like not that happy with the situation
Right.
here.
I am
Like
like
she's
I
about to
put
land
another
here.
coin in the 120
Yeah.
bear kill piggy bank, right? Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then this neutral, and like I dislike this neutral, where like I think Puff on side platform is really really annoying, especially on this stage. So, but it's like fine because from Puff's perspective, the reason this stage feels bad for Puff is that you feel so far away from Falco from the side platform. So on Yoshi's story, like shield drop pound is like almost threatening the ledge, but on this stage you can just back up, and then she's like, "Fuck, I'm so far away from him." And like you have the lead here, so like you probably should just like let her miss her pound or like come
right.
down or like use her 12 jumps in order to try to traverse the stage, you know. So
So I was just too close in center stage there,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And so like pound is like the only thing you have in mind here. So over here, I think it's no longer worth shooting the lasers. The lasers are good when the mix up is like she double jumps or not. But when she's in shield here, she's kind of like Peach in that mix up I described before, where she can drop down at any timing now. So
Hmm.
she's no longer like gated by like the jump timing where she's like jump, I can't come down for half a second, I can't come down for half a second. So like you can afford to shoot a high laser every time when she's jumping because every high laser, the only way for her to dodge it is to prevent herself from coming down for a while. So she
Hmm.
like double jumps. But now like the moment the laser passes, like look how tight she is. She like
Yeah.
barely dodges it. So she can drop down like basically perfect timing. And so it's not really, and you don't have time here to shoot another laser. Like you would have just died. So like you can shoot one and leave, but you really like the laser's not really doing much at that point. So it's better to 100% be locked in on punishing the pound. So all that required, the player who's best at this is actually not a Falco player, but it's Zane. Like he will dash dance and just like always be ready to punish this pound. And against Hungry Box, I've seen him punish it like 4 or 5 times in a row or something. Like he's just like always locked in, and it like you have to kind of like know this spacing. It is like
Yeah.
surprisingly far, but it is static. Like it kind of you just have to be under the other platform. Like that's how far away you have to be, or you have to be up in the middle of back airing here. So you can
Hmm.
like do a short hop back air, and then you kind of have to leave because she can whiff punish the back air with shield drop pound, you know, or even
Okay.
shield drop down air or shield drop forward air. Like she has like good moves basically. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is like the danger zone. It's kind of like messing with Fox's ledge dash up smash, where you're just like probably just don't do it, you know, like just
Yeah.
assume that the Fox can ledge dash up smash, and like yeah, it's kind of bullshit that you have to go all the way like past center stage when Fox grabs the ledge, and it's kind of bullshit that we have to like give up center stage when Puff has the platform, you know.
Right.
But it's just like that is the reality of the situation. So
This is all making it sound like it's actually, and I think I kind of
oh
knew this, but like you just really need a lead in this matchup for it to be a
yeah,
winning matchup,
yeah.
right? Like,
I think that Puff is like she's like all of her matchups across the board are 70-30 if she has a lead and like
Yeah.
30-70 if she doesn't have the lead. And
Right.
this matchup maybe is more so than others. Although if you think about floaties, like Peach is like 99-1 if she has a lead, you know?
Yeah.
Like at least we're not losing that bad.
Right.
I do think it's like harder for her to maintain a lead against Falco because we can pressure all of her landings. And if she's landing on the platform every single time, like the landing itself is what you should be looking to pressure. You couldn't do it here because you back-aired her onto the platform. So like
Yeah.
you get 15%, she gets the platform for free. But if let's say that she was jumping here and she goes jump, 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 land on platform, well then you could reasonably be looking to up air that landing. So she's like jump, 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 and then you like dash forward, and she's like, ah shit, he's like below me. Do I go to the platform and then just get up aired because she like tries to wave land, but the landing itself gets punished or something.
I see.
So long term, like every fourth jump from Puff is a chance for Falco to get an opening on her. And every single landing, like, I don't want to land on a platform. I'm going to try to land in center. And then you get a high laser above her and you dash dance and she's like, oh shit. Okay, I outplayed him. Jump, jump, jump. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, I outplayed him. Jump, jump. You know, like every fourth jump is very stressful for her against
Yeah.
Falco. So you can fall behind in this matchup because your pressure, while it's slow, it is like inevitable. Like she can't stop herself from getting pressured by Falco. It's just that she stops herself from getting pressured by Falco by jumping, but then she runs out of jumps, and then you get one pressure. So it's like it takes a long time to time someone out. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
this matchup is like not very common for timeouts. I've had a couple timeouts in this matchup, but I've won both of them. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is just at that point not worth it. So let me see. Yeah, I think that early aerials are not that necessary in this matchup because you never have to like stuff her while coming in. Um, like I guess you could do them like straight up, straight down to beat
Yeah.
forward air. But for the most part, it's like if you're gonna hit her, it's gonna be kind of like a whiff punish. I think the general feeling we have against Puff is that it's scary to be in front of her. So like right here, like post forward air, you're actually just fine to dash dance even like this far into the corner. Or you kind of have to like, yeah, because she just like looks way scarier than she is.
Hmm.
She's really good at counter punching. Like she wants to wave dash back or like I guess rest out of shield like a psycho. Is that a power shield
Yeah.
rest?
Power shield rest, I
Uh,
think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She doesn't even jump, huh?
Yeah.
Ah,
Just
rest.
power shield rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that kind of doesn't matter because she could have just jump rested anyways. Like this is
Hmm.
an unsafe down air. So it's more about like, let me see. Yeah, I actually think the first down air is fine. So you just
Yeah.
want to do your aerials in place like this because this almost never ever ever gets whiff punish. It's so hard for her to whiff punish because she doesn't have a dash dance. So she's not gonna like dash dance JC grab you. She could grab it, but it's just like doesn't really happen because she has to kind of respect the forward drift. So like she like imagine if this was just straight up straight down. Then
Yeah.
like you land over here, she's definitely not whiff punishing it. And now she would be shielding facing you, and then you can like whiff a down air dash dance. And again, she just doesn't have much like so while facing you. So you like take the forward air, down air. She's facing away from you, so I'd be a little scared. I probably like
Yeah.
dash back, and I might just tank a back air for doing this. Because like if she was still facing left here, which she could have been, she could like drift in back air, and it is like relatively risk free for her to do that. And I would just like, all right, you got a back air on me, and I would like grab the ledge, come back up, and be fine. You know, because like it still doesn't knock down. Even if it does knock down, it still knocks me down to the ledge. So I was like, I'm kind of down to play the dash dance gambit here to just be like do something bad. Like
Right.
shield, roll, forward air, grab. Like do one of these things that I can punish or just leave because a lot of puffs will like be uncomfortable holding this tension and then they'll like full up, double jump back air, double jump back air, double jump back air. And that also relieves the tension. Like the moment she does a double jump back air, you get to run forward a bit and
Yeah.
just like get out of there. So just like have confidence that this zone is actually pretty safe. So you can just like take your hand off the controller almost and just be like, what are you gonna do, Puff? Because like rarely do they do something that we care about.
Gotcha. Do you think it is also defensible to like do a full cross up late dare just to get back to center, or would you really
Yeah,
rather just stalemate in the corner?
the fear is wave dash back grab is what would beat it.
Yeah,
She can
if
like
you like
double wave
overshoot
dash
it
back
enough, I
grab.
guess. Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's hard to like outrun people with Falco, like the
Yeah.
cross up. So like you can do it, but it's like not that okay. Stage control is just not that important in this matchup from either
Okay.
side because once you corner Puff, she's not really stuck. She's kind of like I have all the stage I need to do 4 random back airs and then land
Yeah.
again, you know. And then when you're cornered, you're also not that doomed. Like the only mix up she has that's like truly, truly powerful is like falling up air versus tomahawk grab. Okay. That mix up is scary. But if it's just falling back air, it's not that scary. So
Hmm.
she can like threaten the corner with a lot of back airs. You can kind of just like either shield it or tank it and go to the ledge, or just like dodge it, go to the ledge, come up, go to the ledge, come up, like dodge. And then eventually you might get like a full hop out or something.
Hmm.
Again, not on this stage as much, but like top
Yeah.
platforms normally are really broken in this stage or in this
Yeah.
matchup. But here it's like you might like waveland over here, run off, waveland over here, and then like short hop to center, turn around laser or something, you know? So like if you kind of take your time in the corner, she's not that scary because in order to set up that up air versus tomahawk grab mix up, she really has to have like already tricked you, you know? She
Yeah.
has to like she has to like be here and you're shielding here. And because like even if you're not shielding, you can like up tilt, and that completely nullifies that mix up because up tilt makes it so she can't falling up air and can't tomahawk grab. So the only way she can beat up tilt is to like drift away back air, and we don't care about that. We can tank the back air, you know. So she like you only care about grab basically. So like don't even respect forward air or back air here. That's why I'm saying that it's not scary. I'm not saying you can't get hit here, but you can't get grabbed here. So
Right.
it's like fine to just tank the back air over here and just be like that's my consequence for being in the corner is that I might tank a few back airs. And it's like as long as you don't get grabbed, it's fine. In fact, Fiction sometimes I think he's more of a believer in the like high percent Falco is invincible
Yeah.
because he thinks that like once you're out of up air up the arrest percent, he's like Falco's invulnerable here. He's like
Yeah.
he's at 80%. He's not going to die till 160, you know, which is true sometimes, but like he thinks it's actually good to get back aired sometimes. Like just
Oh,
tank
I
the back
see.
air.
Yeah.
Now you're in a better spot. You're less likely to get up the arrested, you know. So
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
That's a down air. So it's just like
Mhm.
every hit has to be down air. So the punish there was just down air before you kind of like messed up whatever.
Yeah.
The punish here, it's like if you are gonna full hop here, it's up throw or it's full hop down air. And then
Gotcha.
because like if you full hop down air this, you might get the tech chase over here. And there's like a kill option on every tech. There's down air down tilt that kills. There's down air forward smash either direction, which probably kills. Or there's down air into another down air on the tech chase into an up air that probably kills there too. So like you probably just have to gamble more. Like the guesses are pretty good off the down air. The way you're supposed to set it up too is you would down air and then like dash back, dash in down air, which covers like 3 out of 4. Like you can
Yeah.
cover like
I'm
these.
familiar with
So
that. Yeah.
yeah, so it's got, but at this percent, it's probably better to just guess. Like I would probably just read miss tech here because it's like it's a hard tech to hit. Like
Hmm.
you're getting up there, and then if you've hit the tech, there's a chance they tech in place and stuff. And
Yeah.
most puffs will just have a habit. Like the more you go for down air tech chases on puffs, the better you'll get at getting the read on the puff player you're playing. There tends to be just this 50-50 between puffs that tech roll every time and puffs that tech in place every time.
Okay.
So you just kind of like try to get a read on her. So far, I don't have a read on this puff because you haven't down aired her into the ground yet, right? So it's
Uh,
like we really want to get that read as quickly as possible. So like first of all, you get one chance to kill her right here if you down aired, and second of all, you get the info of like what's this guy's tech pattern, you know.
gotcha.
The only other exception would be if up air kills, which I don't think it kills here.
Not
So
here. No, no.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if it was like 10% more, up air probably kills here. So then you can start like looking for up air. But otherwise, it's always down air. It's just like it's like funny how comical like it's only down air. There's no other
Yeah.
move that does anything in this matchup. Oh, this is unbeatable. I had so much trouble with shield drop down air, dude. You just
Yeah.
can't touch her shield here. So I think that like you can full hop here, and then there's like Mega Christmas calls it the yo-yo, where you're like full hop, fast fall through her, full hop, fast fall through her, and it's
Okay.
like too scary to like do anything. You can like land here with like a late nair shine grab or something, and that's like kind of okay. But anytime you touch her shield from below, I think that shield drop drill is just a true whiff punch on everything. I don't think there's anything that beats it. So
Gotcha.
like yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I could
maybe.
have got my shield if it looks like
Yeah,
for one
timed
frame.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, it shield pokes you, and then even if you get your shield up, sometimes like the last hit will shield poke your tail. So
Yeah.
even if you shield it, she can like sneak all the way to the back and then shield poke you. So it is just like impossible to interact with her shield from below. It's just like not worth it. So
Gotcha.
maybe if you'd done like a super late up air, let's see how you timed your up air. So you hit here. Yeah, so see how you still have a few frames of falling. So
Mhm.
maybe if you hit like up air and then landed on this frame, but you have 1, 2, 3. It's only 3 frames. Yeah, it's just not worth it. It's too hard. So, because I had this set with Khalid, the SoCal Puff, and I was like, ooh, on this stage, short hop auto cancel back air hits the platform. That is huge for Falco. Short hop back air hits the platform. It's so good. And every time I short hop back air, he shield drop drilled me, and I
Yeah.
died because he gets shield drop drill and a grab, and you're dead. Like
Yeah.
he just messed up here, but like that's a potential up throw reaction tech chase rest. You know, like
Right.
it's just so broken.
I think we're about to get to the stalemate
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would just play here because
Yeah.
the percents are such that you don't really need lasers anymore. If you want, you can laser her to 126 and then look for up tilt kills. But
Okay.
I tend to not really care about percent past 30. Yeah, I would just play the games like somewhere around here because like if you get a down air here, you might like bait a pound and then get down air down tilt or something, or down air tech chase forward smash or something. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think the more comfortable you get with this, like you can dash dance here with confidence, and like you
Gotcha.
can dash dance here knowing that you won't get pounded, basically. So,
But am I threatening anything either?
like eventually you're threatening. Mm, I see what you mean. It is scary as Puff though. Like to have a
Yeah.
Falco here, like you have like jump shine still. You can like jump shine double jump. So like that's an okay mix up where
Uh-huh.
even though she doesn't care that much about getting hit by shine. You have the short hop up air, you have the short hop back air, you have full hop falling mix up, like late nair is safe on shield, even shield drops. So you can like late nair shine grab, like full hop, late nair shine grab or something.
Hmm.
Or you can just like raw waveland grab. So like waveland grab, and then like the throws always have a chance of killing. Like down throw
Yeah.
forward smash kind of works forever as long as they do the wrong DI. Up throw up air works forever as long as they do the wrong DI. Even back throw nair might kill here, but only if she does the wrong DI. So it's just like you might always have a threat. Like she doesn't really want to get grabbed here, and she doesn't really want to tank a back air or an up air. So she's like, if you're just dash dancing here and she's just like actually doing nothing, then yeah, it just tends to the tension tends to resolve itself faster than you think if you just dash dance here. Because
Okay.
she's like, the fool, he's in my range. Waveland off up air, and then you're like, okay, now we get to play the game again. Like
Okay.
even if the up air misses, and then you high laser above her head and dash dance, or she like waveland off up airs and then full hop forward airs, and then that's what gets her killed. She waveland off
Right.
up air, misses a grab, and then that's what gets her killed. So you just like have to know that she's gonna do something, and then the next thing is probably what's punishable, unless it's pound, and then the pound itself is punishable.
Hmm.
Um, so
And I
yeah,
was trying
I
to think
I
like if like I can bait like if there's an overlap where it's like I can make her shield in a way that I can still dash dance safely, and
yeah.
then like the shield eventually gets small and she has to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
choose if she's gonna keep shielding or not, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because most of the time they just shield and then they immediately shield drop pound. Like
Right.
the like eventual end goal of like what am I threatening on her shield almost never comes up because the puffs crack fast.
Okay.
Like I know they don't crack in this clip because you're not scaring her at all.
Right.
So
Right.
she definitely in this like I guarantee you the puff brain right now is just like let's try to power shield. Let's see how
Yep.
many I can get. I bet you I can get 10 in a row. Let's see. Oh, okay. No, okay, didn't get that one. Like, no part of her brain is thinking, how do I break this stalemate?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
just being like, how many can I get? This is kind of
Yeah.
fun, And like, the only reason that puffs will break stalemates is because there's just a part of their brain that just fears for their life. The thing
Yeah.
about puff is that a lot of them, they play with impunity all the time because they don't know what it's like to fear for their life. Because us Falco mains, we play like scared little babies all the time because
Yeah.
we've been down throw down tilted at zero too many times in our life. We've been up throw rested, we've been like back throw shined, too many times. But the puffs are just like, what's the worst thing that can happen from here? Oh, maybe I take a laser. But
Yeah.
if you're dash dancing here, then it doesn't take long for her to be like, oh my god, what if I get back aired at 110? Do I die? Just like she's never experienced fear of death before. So
Yeah.
if you just put like a little bit of fear of death into her, and then she's just gonna be like, okay, I'm not actually chill here because like
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like fake confidence. They project so much confidence. They're like, I'm so safe here, but it's only because they think they're invincible. So you have to put doubt in their mind. You're like, hey, actually, I don't think you're invincible. And they're like, what, really? Like they just like believe you immediately. Or you can side B at her if you're a psycho.
Yeah.
You try
I'm trying to play this game. Eventually, I
Yeah.
realized, oh no, I'm at 13 and you're at 160,
Yeah,
and I'm not
exactly.
actually like gaining anything here.
If you're gonna do this, you should just laser shine and then reflect it back.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, this is funny, but yeah, she's just playing a mini game and Yeah, see, okay, it was too direct. Like
Yeah.
once you finally be like, I'm gonna break the stalemate. You went here, touched here, and immediately went for the up air. And like
Uh-huh.
this is where the mix-up happens. So it's like the moment you touch, I like to call it touching a button. It's like there's a button on the ground here that's like initiate mix-up. So nothing you do until you touch this button is a mix-up. It's all just her waiting for you to touch this button. Now the
Yeah.
first time you touch this button, you immediately short hop up air. So it's not that this option is not part of the mix-up because it is. It's just very direct where you like go touch the button and then do the thing that you pretended to do, you know?
Yeah.
So you kind of like want to fake it many times in this matchup. It's kind of like Marth on the ledge. This is like if Marth is like ledge camping you and you just immediately ran up to him and then ran off double jump back air. And it's like that is part of the mix up, but Mewtwo King will forward air grab you every single time, you know?
Yeah.
So you kind of like have to pretend, and then you bait the forward air and then you like pretend, because there's not really something forcing you to play the mix. There's no urgency for you here.
Yeah.
You can take a minute to fake up airing 7 times, and then the 8th time you actually do the up air and you hit her, and that's like way more likely because like the moment you get to here, she shields, and it's like who could have foreseen that Puff would shield the moment Puff starts running at her, you know?
Yeah.
So you kind of just want to be like, you're gonna shield. Are you gonna shield drop pound? Are you gonna shield drop pound? How about now? Shield drop pound. Shield drop pound. Shield drop pound. Shield drop pound. Up air. You know. So it's kind of like that's the kind of like mix up that you're threatening here. The lasers don't really do anything unless again you are actively trying to get her to 30, because like if you were just counting down like 4 more lasers to 30 and then I'll play the mix up, I would have like
Yeah.
loved that, you know? But over here it's like 5 more lasers until up tilt's a kill move, but up tilt is not that powerful of a neutral tool, so it doesn't like it's not that good, you know? Even having her at up tilt kill percent doesn't change how you play that much. It's just like if she messes up and runs into an up tilt, she'll die, you know?
Right.
But yeah, so for that reason, like the moment she's at 30, I'm down to just play here and then just be like pound, pound. Like
Yeah.
this Puff has already shown shield drop pound, right? I'm only like a minute and a half through the game, but she's already shown shield drop pound, you know?
Yeah.
Which means that like most Puffs do not really take that much convincing to throw out their move that kills you at 0%, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like the mindset is they're like, I have this pound. Not only does it kill you at 0, I bet you the Puff is thinking right here that if I miss a pound, I probably don't die. That's what she's thinking right now, you know? So like, even if you get the dash dance and the whiff punish, what do you think the best punish is right now if you whiff the pound?
Up smash maybe.
Yeah, true. Okay, might be up smash. Then you actually do have a kill move. But if not, the only other thing is down air, right? And then it's down air into guess in order to get the kill, right? So it's like you might get the kill if you get down air into getting the right guess. So it's like that is why they play with so much confidence and no fear. It's because like if you don't actually have the up smash kill, then you don't have any kill basically. She can just do the pound, take the down air, and take the guess, and then do the pound, take the down air, take the guess, and she could be wrong on the down air, but correct on the guess like 3 times, you know? Like it's just like kind of hard for you to kill her. And then if she's right 1 time, she gets pound up the rest or pound tech chase rest, like whatever. So it's just like too enticing to pound here. It's yeah,
That's one that I was like, I couldn't believe I got punished for that one.
this is a Pokemon Stadium only interaction. Basically, the full hop back air is way worse on Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
So if you had a battlefield platform, you would land here, shield this, shield drop back at her, and then she might die, or shield drop down there.
That's crazy. I was like max range, full drift away, just true punished.
Yeah, so you drifted in initially and then started holding out.
Yeah.
And it's like too late. Yeah, I would just suggest as a rule, do not full hop aerial on this stage. Period. Yeah. It is like I think this side platform is more annoying than all the other ones. Not just in this matchup too. Like Sheik being here is also more annoying, for example. So you just can't full hop aerial. I like to call it the elevator or the escalator, where you go up and down with the top platform, and you just don't have that option on this stage. So when you like take away the ability to like full hop aerial, land on platform, because like once you land on platform, you have another slew of mix-ups where you can run off aerial, shield drop aerial, short hop down air in place, hold shield. Like there's so many ways to play where you go up and then play mix-up, go down, play mix-up, go up, play mix-up, go down, play mix-up. But on here, you just go up and there's so much lag. Like you would already be landed in shield and it would have auto-canceled too. So like you would like be over. But now you're just still, you get true whiff punish. That sucks. So. Yeah, I would just dash dance here. That's
makes sense.
It is like kind of an unsatisfying answer because it's like there's no true punish for this, but in order to like unlock the next part of gameplay, you have to dash dance here. And then it's like, does the Puff throughout the pound or not? And it's like you don't know until you dash dance here, so you like need to try. So like the next time you play, you'll dash dance here, and if she doesn't pound, you at least get to like asks the next question of like, how do I play against a Puff that doesn't pound when I'm dash dancing here? Because right now she just never would pound here. You know, you're too far
Yeah.
away, so you have to like give her a reason to pound and then punish it. And if not, if she's, it's like every time you go here, it's like, dude, I went here, but instead of pound, she does wave dash off back air every time. How do I beat that? Well, then you can go here and like retreating short hop back air, and that might punish her because she like wave dashes off into the back air or something.
Yeah.
Or you can go here and then like up tilt, and that might get her. So like you can play interactions from here, and I think the interactions are like not that bad because like pound is not that overwhelming from here. It's just the mixture of like she has infinite timings of pound and shield drop drill is really annoying, and like the back airs are kind of like whatever. But
Yeah.
it's really pound and grab are the only moves you ever care about, and she can't grab you from here. So it's only pound. That's like what's nice about this interaction is that if you play here and you only care about pound, it's pretty easy to not get pounded because you can even shield it, right? Like you can even dash dance and then like, I'm scared. I don't trust my reactions anymore, and then just shield. And then if you're wrong and she didn't pound, you just roll away, you know? So it's like it should be very difficult for her to pound because pound doesn't beat shield and you can outspace it and you can even beat it. Like if she just shield drop pounds and you're in the middle of back air, you'll hit her or something, right? So it's only pound. So like I guess there's also up air like right here, right?
Yeah.
But like if you're here, you can't really be up aired, so you can dash dance like around this range. Try to bait the pound and outplay the pound. That's it. You can like long dash back here, and if she whiffs a pound, you get an actual punish on it. But you're kind of like anytime that you spend here, you are meaningfully trying to convince her to pound you, and she
Yeah.
has no other moves that like either of you care about. So she like isn't gonna whiff a grab here, but all her other moves that aren't pound don't really matter. You can even tank it, and then like because if she let's say she just runs off forward airs you, well then the next interaction is scary for her. Even after hitting you with forward air, she hits you with forward air, and then she's scared for her life, and she might like forward air roll backwards. You know, like
Yeah.
that's like what the interaction would look like. So you just like play the next interaction. If it's not pound, we don't really care. So
Yep. Makes sense.
this is a fun fact, but if you charge up smash for 20 frames, then it's stronger than down tilt.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Dude, drill is so scary.
Yeah.
Look how close it was. It's because her drift is so much better than us. Like
Yeah.
her drift is almost as fast as our dash speed.
Right.
So it's like you can almost not run away from this. You're just like ah. This is another spot where it well she's invincible. Yeah, whatever. I was gonna say it's another spot where it might not even be necessary to laser because anytime she's facing me, I would rather just fight her. Like
Yeah.
grounded Puff is like not happy being here basically. So like
Right.
if Falco's dash dancing right in front of her, she is like, oh fuck, you know, because she doesn't have like Falcon Nair or to like just spam in place repeatedly to protect herself. Like she kind of has to leave. Like she wants to, like the only way for her to be safe is to like be backering up here. She like needs to like short hop back over here to win, but she can't really set it up because you're dash dancing right here. You might just attack her. If she forward airs, she's like, I should stop him from dash dancing. Forward air, but the forward air actually gets whiff punish, so it's like really scary to forward air. She wants to grab, but grab also gets whiff punish. So you kind of like want to stay here, except if she's invincible. But
Yep.
yeah, he has a bunch of tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about this is like, okay, for shield pressure against Puff, I don't think shield pressure is very good against Puff because most of the moves that we do on her shield, basically we don't have a high reward option. So because we don't really have like big combos that we're threatening here, then there's not really any reason for her to fear most of her shield pressure. So even the shield pressure that you're doing, she had like a very fancy answer to you, but she could just tank this shine. So like there's for example this down air, there's no reason for her not to shield grab because the only way for you to be safe from shield grab is to shine, and she can just
Yeah.
tank the shine, and she doesn't care, you know. So most of the time, it's not worth it to shield pressure her because the risk reward is not in our favor. If ever you're ever in front of her, you're risking getting grabbed. So
Yeah.
first of all, this down air might just be grabbable, but even if it wasn't, the only way to not be grabbable is to shine, and then that's not good risk reward because now you're just shining a Puff, and then like
Yeah,
who
makes
cares, you know.
sense.
Yeah.
So I think I should have
instead,
shine grabbed, right?
yeah, so you either want to shine grab or you don't want to really touch her shield. I just like dash dancing here. Like it's kind of going to be hard to like get past this piece of advice where like dash dancing in front of Puff is really good.
Yeah.
Because like if you're over here, like you would see like this laser is really good, and then I would just dash dance in front of her, and then this laser is also really good, and I would just dash dance in front of her, and like both of them have given me what I want, and
Mhm.
basically I want to lose to puffs who do wave dash forward grab, like like I want to make the puff do risky options basically
Uh-huh.
because dash dance basically beats everything except for wave dash forward grab, and well it either beats or stalemates, right? So like she can leave and like give up space against my dash dance, and my dash dance also allows me to punish landings on side platforms more. Because if I'm like dash dancing aggressively here and she's just like jumps up and tries to waveland back here, I tend to be more in a position to like be ready to pressure her on her landing itself, because I'm like
Mhm.
already dash dancing close to her. So in this position, she would probably like give up space or she would just get punished. And yeah, it's just like if she forward airs, she gets punished. If she grabs, she gets punished. If she rolls, she gets punished. And it's just like generally speaking, they're gonna do like one of those things, or they're just gonna stalemate. So she's gonna like uh like especially if she's in shield. Because remember how I said that like in order to turn around, she has to double jump. Well, if she's in shield, that's true also because she can't turn around out of shield. She can jump out of shield and then turn around out of double jump, which means that once she's facing you in shield, like once you've lasered, the laser kind of like makes her shield. Um, so here, like she tries to shield. Now she's facing you. Oh, now she tried to shield. She's facing you. She has to like jump, double jump backwards so she can back air over here. And like, I think Puff like needs to back air in this matchup. I think like all her other moves kind of suck, and back air is like not really beatable. So we just laser to not deal with it, and
Mhm.
then we have no fear because like she can grab like here or backwards, and that's it. And if we're just dash dancing outside of that range, she's like, "Fuck, I need to back air." But then you're like threatening her, and she like eventually you get to set up like late aerials on her, where you might get like late aerial and like the dream is that the late aerial hits so that you just get nair up tilt back air.
Yeah.
Because like you don't really want shield pressure, which is why yeah, the shield pressure if you do get there is probably just aerial shine grab. And it's not a very good reward. It's just that like one grab probably like on average will deal between like 6 and 20% or something, where you either
Yeah.
get like just a throw or the throw and an aerial, and either way, it's like you're a little bit closer to 30%. So the grab is fine because like you're not getting much more. Like the best combo you could ever possibly get at zero is narrow up tilt back air. There is no better
Mhm.
combo. That's the best combo, and it just deals 30%.
Yeah.
So like you don't really have to feel like you're giving up that much when you just like give up the pressure for a shine grab because you're getting like half of the best combo. It's
Or
still
like
pretty
you can even get that whole combo off of it, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
that like
Sometimes you can.
shy PF thread about the throw
Yeah,
mix-ups,
so you
right?
could back
Yeah.
throw, narrow up, tilt back air. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, or forward throw, and then I think there was
And
a
they're the
forward
same
throw
thing,
mix up as
right?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, so far, like both of her tricky rests were on shield pressure. Basically,
Hmm.
it was like approaching down airs on her shield, which are just like you can eliminate those entirely and just replace all your shield pressure with dash dance. So
Yeah.
like dash dance in front of Puff is like broken. And it's you'll start to feel a distinct difference between dash dance in front of Puff and dash dance behind Puff.
Hmm.
Because if you dash dance behind Puff, she will short hop back air and there is no answer. Like you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
beat short hop back air. So if ever you're dash dancing behind her, that's when you can just do laser 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 as your shield pressure. Like just laser until she leaves shield, because like your laser is whittling down her shield, and the moment she leaves shield, she will be facing you. It's kind of like unavoidable. And you can just do high laser even. Like you don't even have to hit her shield. You can just shoot a
Yeah.
bunch of lasers above her shield. And then she will eventually, well, she can wave dash, whatever, or she can jump into the laser and then she's facing you. And then you're like, okay, now I don't have to worry about back air anymore. So yeah, that sucks. Oh, down air again. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah. It's like such a big difference. Like I don't know if you had like the laser focus on the 30%.
I wasn't before this
Yeah,
really,
okay.
except
But
knowing that that's when I can down air, but I wasn't like
yeah.
this is when only down air.
Yeah, yeah. It is like the entire matchup is below and above 30%. This should be like most of your thought. And then like
Mm.
all the neutral stuff we described kind of doesn't change that much. It just changes whether you nair or down air. Like,
Hmm.
so like at this percent now, like I was like watching this during this interaction. I was like, okay, well you can down air grab and that probably gets her to 30. You went for down air up tilt, which is probably a little bit better, but either
Hmm.
way, your goal here is just to get her to 30. So you could even just land forward smash. That also gets her to 30.
I
So
see.
it's just
Yeah.
like yeah, it doesn't like matter that much if you get like the best rest punish of all time. The dream is you get like down air up tilt and then you get to down air her, which knocks down. So you
Right.
could like skip a step here where you get like a combo that gets her to 30 and gets you the down air at 30. That would be the dream, you know. But it's like whatever. So if you got this up tilt, you probably get a down air, and that's pretty good. But now I'm just looking at this and I'm like 6%. Like you're so close. Your down air is unstaled, so we know that it's exactly 30%. Like you just came down. So it's like 3 lasers, 1 nair, 1 grab, anything gets her to 30 now at this point, basically. So I was like hard focused. So when you got laser grab, I'm like, oh baby, you're probably there, you know? So then you just have to full hop down air. And then like full hop down air, again, like Bobby kills off of that right there. So it's like full hop down air, down air, down air, and then she might just be dead, you know? Or it's like
Right.
full hop down air, down air, down air, down air, up air, and then she dies off of that. Or like sometimes I see down air and then down air onto the platform, land, tech chase, down tilt, and then you down tilt from here.
Yeah.
That kills it like super early on the platform because you're like even higher up off the ground and stuff. So, yeah. I'm a little conflicted on what to do here. So like when you do hit this laser, um, it's not like it's not super obvious. Basically, 99% of puffs will jump. If they don't jump, you should probably nair or well, no, now you should down air.
Yeah.
You should just show up approaching down air here. So you did up air. No, you did forward air. So either way, though, you should just down air because you're only gonna hit her if she doesn't double jump, basically.
Uh-huh.
So if she doesn't double jump, down air hits easy, and it's like not close, you know. So you don't like need a good hitbox over here because like she's falling, but if she jumps, then no hitbox hits her, you know? So it's kind of fine to like do this. And then remember, if she jumps, it's probably just dash dance is the answer. So like your mix up should probably be to down air or dash dance. Let's say you knew she was going to double jump here. Then like, what's the best answer? Like this is actually whiff punishable on reaction if you're dash dancing under her. So you can actually dash dance pretty aggressively here because she's not threatening the space. Let's say that you know explicitly you're playing the mix up of like because like the way you want to think of mix-ups is kind of like to think of the best case scenario first. So if she doesn't jump, the best option by far is just down air. So then what if she jumps? Well, you want to just assume that you're reading it correctly first of all. So if she jumps, you can actually just dash dance here because this space is now completely safe. There's no falling aerial, there's no grab, there's no pound. You can laser dash forward. So your mix up should be laser down air or laser dash forward. And that's it. And the down air beats her for not jumping, and the dash forward beats her for jumping. And if she jumps and doesn't do an aerial, you just kind of keep dash dancing. If she jumps and does an aerial, you whiff punish it with full hop down air. And this whiff punish is like easier than you think because if ever you're under her while she's throwing, I call these extraneous aerials, where she just like throws out aerials for no reason above you, like swinging at ghosts. Post
Yeah.
do this all the time. It's kind of a movement option. I think it makes her drift a little bit better, and it makes it so they don't turn around during their jump and stuff. So they'll just like double jump aerial, like every time, no matter what. Well, if you're directly below her while she throws out these aerials, it's like an easy full hop down air because like you just teleport to the top of the screen with Falco's full hop. So, and if you get a full hop down in here, again, she might be dead. Like, Falco's punish game is like pretty good on Puff because you get full hop down air, land, and then if you get the tech chase, it might be down or down tilt here, you know, or something. Like, it's just kind of so crazy how like much the matchup changes when you play for the punish because it's like this is a really good combo or like near up tilt back air, and then this combo is like it is probably the best combo on Puff that any character has in any matchup, except like wobbling, you know,
Yeah.
because it's like nobody else can start a combo at 30 and then just kill. I guess Marth sometimes gets his like weird pivot regrab stuff, but
Yeah.
like in general, she's just like not that scared at 30. She just doesn't fear for her life ever, you know? You can just tell she's unafraid. She's just like, ha ha, forward air. What's the worst that's gonna happen, you know? And it's like, no, you might die. Like, don't just throw out forward air for no reason. Like, play the game, you know? So all of these actually, so see how she does double jump back here, double jump back here. So they're not all punishable unless you're under her. So any one of these, like your read here, so if she double jump back airs on this next one, you can't punish it from here. But what you could do is read double jump back air with run forward all the way to here, and then she would double jump back air and you would be under her, and then she'd be like,
Oh
uh-oh,
shit. Yeah.
you know? Yeah, so you can like read double jump aerials with just run forward. This is why it's so important to count her jumps too, because if you know that she always uses 4 jumps, then you could be here in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she nairs on the 4th one. And it's like, I bet you she does 4 jumps every single time. Like, so far, I've only counted twice, but both times she used 4 jumps, you know? And it's just kind of like not that scary of a mix-up to play, because let's say that you're wrong, and instead of doing double jump back air here, she does falling back air. Well, then you just run into a back air, and then it's like,
Yeah.
who cares? You know,
Are you
like
aren't you scared of like falling drill though or something like that? Like
yeah, no puff is ever falling drilled here. That would be insane. That
yeah.
would be scary though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't think I've ever seen that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it could happen. For me, the more likely thing would be like a drift back pound here or something,
Yeah.
and then that would be kind of scary. But mm, yeah, I guess drill is like the only thing. But it's like it's so hard for her to like double jump back or falling drill here because like she
Yeah.
also might just like yeah, I don't think it's like guaranteed to work too because she has to like drift in the right way and like what if
Yeah.
she misses it and stuff. So
And you kind of punish it pretty well if she does it from that high
yeah,
up and you don't go there, right?
yeah. At the very least, like your punish with Falco should always just be that you're gonna get a dash dance in front of grounded puff.
Hmm.
That is like the easy punish, quote unquote. Because like some punishes are really tight, but dash dancing in front of a grounded puff is really easy to get. Now you're not guaranteed to kill her off of that dash dance, but you're kind of guaranteed to get the dash dance on a grounded puff on a lot of stuff. It's like really hard for her to not give you dash dance in front of grounded puff. So if you think of that as a win, like, oh, I can get dash dance in front of grounded puff. I should take it. You know, it's almost
Yeah.
like an edge guard attempt against Fox or something. Like you're not guaranteed to get the kill, but you should take as many edge guard attempts as you can. You know, because like
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna kill him. So anytime that she does something and you're like, oh, I could in theory get dash dance in front of grounded puff here. So it's like over here, like even tanking the nair, you should actually be less concerned with protecting yourself and more concerned with killing her. Because like when you take this nair here, like there's a part of your brain right now that's like, oh my God, what if she nair grabs? I need to down her in place to protect myself or something. What you should actually be thinking is this puff is about to die. And I should just flex my strength right here. So you could just dash dance in front of her. Because like you just took the nair. Imagine if you just like dash forward baby and then dash back, dodge the grab. Because like nair grab here, should just miss and then get punished on reaction. And it's not that often that Puff does stuff that's punishable on reaction. So like if she grabs here, you should be very happy because you could just
Hmm.
like dash back, dash and late down air or early down air. It doesn't even matter because you're just gonna down air, down air, down air, down air. So you're just like kind of down to play the game here and just like dash dance because like grab here is the only thing scary. She could nair dash grab here, so maybe you dash back here. But like really the answer you want is dash because like the more you're dash dancing, the more that stuff just gets punished on reaction.
Hmm.
Same with this pound. So this pound would get punished by dash dance, but it doesn't get punished by laser. So like when you laser, you no longer can punish this, right? So
Yeah.
the dash dance is kind of like allows you to punish stuff that normally isn't punishable. So grab, roll, pound, all that stuff doesn't get punished if you're lasering. And lasering, the two main purposes of lasers, like laser purpose, one is damage for 30%, and two is turn her around. That's it. The lasers don't really do much else for us. Because like dash dance is kind of like what we want to do otherwise. So I would move this to here. And then neutral, dash dance, laser. Yeah, that's pretty much. It's like this matchup is like very simple because you just kind of do this over and over and over and over and over again for a really long time, you know. But you'll find that the more you do this, the less time that the matchup takes against the worst puffs, because
Yeah.
like they actually are doing a lot of punishable stuff if you dash dance a lot. Like they grab a lot, they pound a lot, they like I don't know. It's just like they forward air a lot. So it's like this puff isn't really forward airing, but it's like the more that you like kind of play like that, the more you'll realize that like, oh, they're actually not as safe as they think. That should be a down air. So it's like the moment that you like are sharking above here, it's like this is actually a really good whiff punish and a good example of how you can just whiff punish extraneous aerials. If you
Hmm.
whiff punish this with down air, she might just die here. So
Right.
yeah, back air is just a bad move in this matchup. So yeah, and it's so much harder the moment you leave the ground. Falco loses all his mobility. So like, especially if you use your double jump. But like, if you had a top platform, this would be fine. But without the top platform, you're kind of like stuck here now, and you can't dash dance anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So I would dash dance like way longer against Puff. So like, you've lasered, and like the moment you hit one, so this is whatever. Okay, you hit one. Now I would just switch to dash dancing
Uh-huh.
basically, and I would basically dash dance forever. Like I would dash dance. The phrase I like to tell myself is like let them act first. So like dash dance until they do something. Like just let them pick their next move. You know, don't like try to interrupt them. Don't be like dash dance preemptive nair and I'll catch her. You know, it's like just literally see what she does. Have you ever heard the chess term zugzwang? I think it's called.
No.
Um, so in It means a situation where the obligation to make a move is bad for you. So in chess, like you can't pass your turn, right?
Yeah.
So that's like sometimes you're in this position where, okay, I don't want this to be a GIF. Okay, sure. So I think this is like the classic example people show where like neither pawns can move,
Uh-huh.
but the pawns are defended by the king. So like whoever has to move is screwed now because the king, he can't move up to here because this spot right here is defended. But he has to defend this pawn. But so if the
Uh-huh.
king has to move, the only squares he can go to leave this pawn undefended, right? So if he moved to here, then well he just takes a pawn, you're dead.
Yeah.
And if he moves to here, it's dead. If he moves to here, it's bad. And he can't move to here because this square is already safe. So he literally can't move and defend the pawn, and the pawn can't move. So whoever has to move is screwed, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I like to think of like once you lasered Puff, you just let her make her move. Like don't let her skip a turn because she is in a bad spot where it's just like there is no good play post laser. So like right here, it's like there is no good play from Puff right here. So it's just like let her hang herself basically. It is
Mhm.
like the really good Puffs, they won't like completely hang themselves, but they still won't pick like a good move. Like, you know,
Mhm.
they're not there's no like what if I get grabbed here? What if I, it's just like Puff has to be really careful not to just give up her king here or her pawn or whatever. Like it's like really easy for her to just kill herself here because forward air is bad, grab is bad, roll is bad. Like there's just like so many bad options here that she has to like wave dash back. And if all you're doing is dash dancing until she wave dashes back, and you're like, okay, wave dash back. That wasn't very scary. Then you can either dash dance closer to her and do it again, or you can shoot one more laser and then dash dance closer to her. Like
Mhm.
it's just like you realize she kind of has to go up and start doing her back air nonsense, and it's just like better to be dash dancing during that. And like, yeah, it's kind of hard because it is a little bit of like hoping she does something bad, but it's just like you have to kill her for doing the bad things. And right now, like she's allowed to do bad things and it's not that bad for her.
Right.
So yeah,
She
like
did
you
a
have to kill
down
her.
tilt over there. Like
Yeah,
I didn't punish.
they actually I guess maybe she tried to drill. Yeah, I don't know. They
Yeah.
actually just don't know what to do though. Like the even like the way you beat her here, this down air and this down air, it's like they do punish her for doing something, but you could punish it with more confidence by doing the dash dance because when you're down airing, you're kind of gambling where you're like, I might beat something that you do if you pick the move that loses to this. But when you're dash dancing, you get to see what she does and then punish it. That's like
Hmm.
those are the punishes that feel really good. They're easier to hit confirm too, because you're like, she missed a pound, I can punish. She missed a grab. Oh, she rolled. So like
Hmm.
once you know that you're gonna get a hit, it's easier to like get the hit and convert or something. This is kind of hard to convert off of because you just like you don't know if this is gonna hit or not, and all of them are
Right.
kind of like hope down airs. You're like, please jump into this one, this one, this one. So the dash dance is just gonna like make your life way easier. So I
Uh,
think that's pretty much it. It's just gonna be
yeah.
that the super TLDR is just hard focus on the 30% and then hard like dash dance way more, and that is like very short form like
Yeah.
for a lot of what we talked about. So.
Yeah. Cool. What's a real quick for the next like level of this is like if the puff decides they're gonna start wave dashing forward into your dash dance, what's like the right thing to do to not
So I think
compromise it?
wave dash forward is like not worth trying to punish. It's like
Hmm.
her wave dash is like broken. It's like she's frame one goes into jump squat and she's like too close to the ground to down air. So you can't really laser her that much and you can't really down air her that much. However, the grab is really risky. So what I really want to do is make her miss the grab and then down air the grab and punish it. So if she does wave dash forward grab, I want her to whiff and then get down aired for whiffing, which
Hmm.
kind of means I have to play reasonably far away from her. So I have to like dash dance and then like get way far away from her. And then she wave dash grabs, misses, and then I get the punish.
I see.
Um, the next level for Puff is to start wave dashing around me
Hmm.
because I'm not really stopping her from wave dashing. What I like to do is like dash dance, and if she does like triple wave dash forward, I will literally full hop away. Like I just don't even want to like fight that. So if they do that with impunity, like they know that I'm not preemptively throwing out moves. And so they're just like wave dash, wave dash, wave dash, wave dash, wave dash, grab. And then I'm like, oh fuck, they're just like schmooving on me.
Yeah.
Then I think you have to start throwing out like late down airs in place, and that feels kind of weird because you're like
Yeah.
walling out with a late aerial, or you have to start shooting low lasers, and then like maybe you get laser grab or something. But
Yeah.
in general, it's like if she's below 30, I might just literally camp her. I might just like laser, and she's like triple wave dashes forward. I'll just like full hop away and then come down with lasers on the other side of the stage. And it's like, you really kind of have to just wait for her to be at 30% sometimes.
Yeah.
And once she's at 30, it's hard for her to wave dash in a lot and grab and not be a puff who's just spamming bad grabs. It's like it is hard to wave dash forward grab and not be a noob because most of the people who are doing wave dash forward grab are just bad, who are just
Yeah.
like, please give me my highest reward option of all time. And it's very easy to bait wave dash forward grab and then punish the grab because it whiffs. So like if ever you can make it whiff, it's easy to beat them. But I have fought really like I fought Toussaint recently, and they would like wave dash forward and not grab, and that's scary because
Yeah.
then eventually they wave dash forward grab. Like they would like wave dash forward, wave dash back, wave dash forward grab, and I'm like, okay, you're right. I should do more. Like I
Yeah.
can't just wait for you to do something bad because then they were kind of showing that they can play around it. So,
Okay. But
but
you're
then
saying most of the time, like you just
yeah,
don't even have to worry about it.
yeah, exactly. Most puff players are just too confident. They just
Yeah.
don't see the risk in grabbing. Like they've never died for grabbing before. So you like if you get really good at this, you start to feel like you have a real punish game against Puff, and like potentially the best punish game out of any top tier against Puff, which is like what's so nice about this game plan. It's because like at low percents, one whiffed grab probably gets her to 30 because you might just get down air grab into up throw back air, right? That's like a punish on a grounded Puff. If she whiffs a grab, you get her to 30 in one go. And then post 30, if she whiffs a grab, down air might kill her. Like there's just a chance that even early down air, you don't have to like time it that well. Like you see a whiffed grab, you just early down air, and it's gonna knock her down, and she can hold down or not hold down. Doesn't matter. There's always a chance you get the tech chase.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool.
Yeah. All right. GG's.
Yep. All right. I'll see you around. Probably do another lesson next month. So,
Yep. Yep.
all right.
Peace.
See you.